I am Charmi Kala, head nutritionist and lifestyle expert working with Loop. I also head the pregnancy vertical with Loop. Previously, I have done lot of sessions related to pregnancy, lactation and childcare. But today, the topic is different. I'm going to talk on infertility, a rising concern. With this, let us understand the background of it. Nowadays, our life is very fast paced, and with that, there are a lot of people who are affected physically and mentally as well as emotionally. With this, there are so many emotions bound with us which cripple or rule our life. And when a person or he or she comes to know that there is a condition related to infertility, they undergo so many distressing hormones which ultimately make them a depressed individual. So, to highlight this, first we need to understand what is infertility, what are causes of infertility for both male and female, and then what are the lifestyle factors which affects this infertility and how can we improve them. With that, I'm also going to talk on a case study which is really done wonders. So we'll try and help you out to understand this infertility. So let's get started. So what is infertility? Infertility is when a couple is trying to have or trying for a baby or trying to conceive a baby over 1 year, but they are unsuccessful. So there are many causes to it. Let us understand the causes related to female infertility. The first most common cause is PCOD, which means polycystic ovarian disease or syndrome. Now, this is related to hormonal imbalance, and because of this, there is lot of insulin hormone which body is secreted. With that, there are a lot of male hormones which is secreted, which is basically going to form cyst on the ovary, and this is one of the common cause of infertility. Second common cause of infertility in female is fallopian tube block. Now, there are few females who face that their fallopian tube is blocked. This means the uterus has two on the each side have fallopian tube. Now, fallopian tube is very thin in nature, and when this is blocked, the mature egg cannot pass from that tube and enter the uterus. So, this is one of the cause of infertility. Then there is something known as fibroids. There is an abnormal growth of a tissue or a mass in the uterus, which also contribute to infertility. Over and above, there is something known as ovulation disorder. There are so many female which faces irregular menses, but they don't know when is the right time they are ovulating because they don't have a normal 28-day cycle. Apart from this, there is a condition known as endometriosis. Now, endometriosis means the uterus has a thin lining of endometrium. Now, when there is endometriosis, this tissue grows outside the uterus, also one of the contributing factor of infertility. Now, let us unlearn what are the causes for male infertility. Now, first, or you can say few of the causes are the adequate sperm count, which is less, the shape of the sperm is not good or not appropriate, the motility of the sperm is not good, the movement of the sperm is not good. All these are the contributing factors for male infertility. Now, let us understand what are the lifestyle factors which affects all of the above causes of infertility. So first is food and nutrition. Nowadays, we are so much attracted toward junk processed food because they taste really tasty because it has either good amount of sugar or salt. And this is one of the major cause where when we consume this unprocessed processed food, this kind of processed food, there are chances of gaining weight. Now, weight when there is a weight gain, there is a obesity. When there is obesity, what happens to a person? They become lazy, they are not feeling like to do any kind of exercise, and in turn, this is linked to infertility. So we really need to focus on food and nutrition. Now comes exercise. there are few women as well as few men who really are say very obsessed regarding their exercise. They will work out more and more. In this, what happens when a female works out more, the body fat reduces. When the body fat is not adequate, this will lead to irregular menstrual cycle, and this will also lead to infertility. There are male who are who are also very obsessed doing too much of workout. Too much of workout will also create a lot of stress in the body, and there will be hormonal imbalance. In this, there are chances that sperm count also goes low. So this is one of the things. Apart from this, sleep is also utmost important. Now, Luke always says we should focus on quality of sleep rather than quantity of sleep. If the quality of sleep should be so sound that when you wake up in the morning, you should wake up fresh. So, good sound quality of sleep is really very important. And over and above is stress. Nowadays, our life is full of stressful, both for women and men. To this, the stress can be related to work, working for long hours, late night sleep, many more. So we really need to balance it out. To explain you this, I would like to tell you one example. You consider myself like I want to buy a house. If I want to buy a house, what I'm going to do first thing? I'm going to sit and plan it out. What my planning will be considered? My planning will be considered such as like whether I have a good income where I can do a down payment. If yes, then whether post that whether will I be able to do my EMI payments? If yes, if I'm already buying a house, that means I have to invest in my interiors, I have to invest in my furniture, etc. So I have to sit and do planning, correct? So same way, when we are stressed out and we are planning baby, you tell me whether your mind will be in that correct frame of mind that yes, you are going to have a life inside you, that environment will be favorable for the baby. No, so we need to really plan it out. When you're planning your baby, your right frame of mind is important, not only within but outside the environment. So we really need to work on our stress levels too. So this were the unhealthy lifestyle practices which can contribute to infertility. Now, what all we can do to make sure that we can improve the fertility. First thing is improve food and nutrition. Improve, replace your processed junk food to healthy options. Now, try to have seasonal fruits, which is really very important because they have good amount of antioxidants. They have, which body requires. To give you a very simple example, the tomatoes are rich in lycopene. Now, lycopene is very good for the good sperm count. So it's easily available, right? But we need to use it. And lycopene is well best absorbed when it is in the cooked form. So whenever you make some curries, try to add some tomato-based Indian curries, which are really helpful. So this was one of the examples related to food and nutrition. Then include a lot of good healthy fats like good nuts, seeds in your meals, which is going to be helpful for your fertility, as well as avocado, which is also really good. Apart from this, we need to focus on exercise. Do your exercise, but don't overdo it. Do your exercise where you enjoy. It can be 30 minutes, it can be 40 minutes, it can be 1 hour. But focus, take proper rest. Take Sunday or any other day as a complete rest where you're not going to work out and you work out for 6 days a week. That's also really very important. Have good quality sleep. Cut yourself or restrict yourself from social media just 2 hours before your bedtime, or at least 1 hour before your bedtime, so that you get restful sleep where hormones are really well balanced. And definitely work on your stress levels. Start doing journaling, start expressing yourself, plan it out in such a way which is so important that you know what exactly you want to do that particular day or next day. Get your life in rhythm. That's really very important. For female, they can even focus on fertility massage. Fertility massage is known to improve the fertility in women. And for male, try to avoid wearing any tight boxers or underwear. It is said that when they wear tight underwear or boxers, the heat is produced and this heat will lower the sperm count in male. So wear loose clothes, which is really good to go. So work on these things, which is going to be really really helpful. Change the oil from processed or refined oil to unrefined oil. You will see the change. It may be a slow process, but yes, the change is going to happen. Over and above, focus on your stress, do meditation, do deep breathing, involve yourself in hobby, which is also going to make you feel better, and let go things. Accept and let go. This is the best method. Now, a lot of people, keep asking me what is the right age of pregnancy. So today I'm going to share with you the scientific ways of right age of pregnancy, but practically it is different. So we'll see both aspects. Okay. So right age of pregnancy should be by 25 years of age. Shocking, right? It was shocking for me too, because I did not even get married at the age of 25. So why it is said that scientifically? Because when there is a female child in mother's womb, this female child has around 8 to 10 millions of oocytes, or you can say eggs. When this female comes at the age of puberty, this around 8 to 10 millions are already decreased to 3 to 4 millions, and in every cycle 100 of eggs are lost, and only those eggs will get mature which are healthy. So that's the reason, our elders always used to say, or our grandparents used to always say, when your mom was 20 or 21, when I was 20, I was 19, I already had so many kids. But if I see the practical aspect, what exactly we are facing? By the age of 25, we have not completed our graduation. If we have done our graduation, we have not completed or a settlement in our career. Both things are possible. If both things we have done it, if we are very lucky and we are settled in our career life and we have finished our education, then comes the question: did I get the companion with whom I feel like to spend my rest of the life? That is also a big question mark. We don't get it, right? So all these are practical problems, but what I will say, whenever you are planning baby, have a right set of mind. Work internally as well as external environment. You need to work what exactly you want. I'll give you my own example. My second baby is at the age of 32. I was 32 when I delivered him. So at that time, I had made my mind so completely thorough, and my planning was so thorough that yes, I'm prepared. My body is prepared for the baby, and I'm going to give the right environment, right condition for it. And I could go through it without much of complications. So this is really, really very important. If you are very stressful, this will affect hormones. When hormones are affected, this will affect your fertility. So you really need to work on it. I'm going to share a case which I came across. There was a couple who joined us. Now this couple wanted to plan a baby. Now when they were planning baby, all blood reports were good, both husband and mother, and scans were also super, but there was something which was where they were not able to conceive. So when we went into depth of this case, we understood that the mother had already set a mindset that she cannot conceive naturally. Now where this came from? This came from uh, she tried for 1 month, there was no luck. 2 months, there was no luck. 3 months, no luck. Then she started feeling that, oh, my body is not ready or not giving me the support that I can have a natural pregnancy. And that set in her mind. Now, when this set in her mind, what exactly happened? She passed on the same emotions to her husband. So the couple started thinking that they cannot conceive naturally, and that's where they wanted to take our help, because they did not wanted to go for any other treatment. Now, to support this, I'll give you one more example. If there is someone in our family who is not well, right, who has fever, say for example, Are we going to feel good or are we going to feel sad? Please write your message in the chat box. Sad. Yes. So everyone say we feel sad because the aura which is set, seeing that baby or seeing that person in our family who is not well, we will what we are going to do. We are going to send blessings that the person gets good in our good in the respect of health and everything. So just imagine the aura of not being well has made the whole house sad. The same aura made that mother sad that after in spite of trying for 2 3 months I was not able to conceive. That means my body is not ready, and same thing she passed on to her husband. So what we did in this case was we understood the main root cause. Then we told her that do one thing, start imagining that you have conceived baby, it's your first trimester, you're enjoying the phase. What all you have planned to do in your first trimester, start imagining that same thing, that yes, you're doing it. So slowly her thought process changed from negative to positive, yes, that she can have a baby. And that's where the change happened, and in couple of months she could conceive. So I would like to say the message from this today's webinar or today's talk, I want to say, plan it out, think what you exactly want from inside as well as from the external environment. Today, I have posted on my Insta handle, ask me anything related to infertility. There are a lot of questions which have come in. I will try to reply as many as I can. But today I want to ask you one question. If you are a person, mother or a father, who are trying to conceive but it's not happening, what kind of emotions you go through? Write it in the chat box. There is an answer saying, I feel upset, I feel sad, I feel negative, hopeless, disappointment, sad, stress, incomplete. So all of you, please try changing your mindset, which is really important, which is really going to change your life. Start writing, start visualizing what exactly you want. Everybody is unique. Everybody needs whatever they want. The nature, the universe is going to give. Start believing in that. Trust me, you will see the good results. Also, there are we do have pregnancy support group on at FB, so you can try and join. I'll be coming up with more videos on that, and I'm opening the platform for the question answers. You can ask me. I'll try to address as much as I can.
All right. Thanks so much, Charmi. I think you've given a whole load of tips, and I'm sure you've answered a lot of questions that people have already asked on the group. But I have the first question for you. There is a client who has a 4-year-old daughter, and she had one missed abortion in Jan or Feb of 2019, and she wants to conceive. Her periods are irregular since the last 4 cycles, and I think her husband also has a problem with ejaculation. So should she get any tests, and what would you suggest she do?
I will suggest first identify why your 4 cycles have got delayed, why it has got irregular, whether you are in stressed, whether you're not having good nutrition or you are binge eating, what exactly, get into the root cause. See for 2 cycles. If still there is a problem, then you definitely need to take a medical help. But first analyze, and also for the husband, check it out what exactly problem he face. Is he in stress while having a relation? Check it out. Is he having any other medical condition? Check it out. And then work accordingly.
Thanks for that, Charmi. Yeah. Another question's come up. Can you please advise how to increase the egg count and shrink the existing size of the cyst in the ovary? I have been following intermittent fast, off dairy and wheat. So if you could give your suggestion.
Okay. So you need to understand if you're off dairy, off gluten, whether you're eating or craving for sugar, whether you're eating refined sugar, check whether you are using refined oils, check it out that then are you physically active, how is the quality of your sleep, just check overall. This, if you work on all these four pillars, it is going to help you to shrink those cysts. Apart from this, you can try castor oil pack. Like take little castor oil, apply on the lower part of your abdomen, and then keep a cotton cloth and keep a hot water bag or hot water fermentation. Do that. Avoid doing this at the time of periods. So continuously do it. It will help you to shrink your cyst also, but get into other parameters also.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Charmi.
Yeah.
There's another question on, they want to know more about what food can help with fertility.
So food which helps in fertility is all berries, seasonal berries like strawberries, and all kind of yellow, green, red color berries available, blueberries, whatever is available in season, you can try that. Apart from this, make sure that you're physically active at least half an hour to 40 minutes. Make sure that your oil which you're using is not processed one. The kind of utensils you're using, it's non it's not plastic based, it is non like which is basically non-stick. So replace all these things which will change your environment also. And work on include good lentils, green leafy vegetable which is available in the season. And also, if there is no other medical condition, you can try with maca root, which is easily available on Amazon.
Okay, thanks for that, Charmi.
Yeah.
There's a question that says, I am a late born, was born after 19 years. So will it cause any problem genetically when I try to conceive a baby as well?
So I'll tell you my own example. My husband is born after 18 years of mom-dad's marriage, and we have two beautiful kids. As I said, your mindset really matters. Your environment really matters. The kind of food you eat also matters. It should be, and not processed food you're eating. You can replace your junk food or your favorite food, the healthier version.
There's a question where this person is saying, my AMH is low. What do I do? Do I conceive naturally? I have no PCOD, no block in fallopian tube.
So if AMH is low, first you try to figure it out whether you are stressed out. No. If no, then try to include good fats in your body, which means from nuts and seeds, avocado. You can try with that. And if that works, then this will help you to increase your AMH level. And also you can try maca root, which is good. And if you don't have any medical conditions, if you have medical conditions, then before taking maca root, please check with your healthcare provider. I will say even my AMH was low. Even doctor told me that I won't be able to conceive my second baby naturally. But I just focused on 4 pillars of my lifestyle, and I did conceive naturally without any treatment, and I have a beautiful baby boy.
Okay. There's another question about the eggs do not rupture. Is there any particular reason for that?
So that is all related to hormone. We need to know your case more in detail to understand what exactly is going wrong.
Is it safe to conceive with hyperthyroidism?
It is, see, we need to make sure that all hormones are well balanced, how your stress level is, what is affecting this, your thyroid gland, to understand better. And I don't know why, but today all the questions are so relating to my own life. My mother-in-law is hyperthyroidism. Till date, she's on neomarkazole. She's very thin, very lean, but the baby boy which she has delivered is totally healthy. So what I felt was, when I understand from her lifestyle, or her lifestyle regarding food and nutrition is perfect, because she does not eat anything from outside. But her mindset to have a baby at that particular time was so strong that she delivered normal baby at the age of 38. You can say 45 years back. This is 45 years back.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So how do you track ovulation accurately with irregular periods and conceive naturally with PCOS?
So there is no, we can track your ovulation day when you have a irregular menstrual cycle. But what I can say is be stress free. Enjoy your relation when you are having a relation with your husband. Enjoy. Don't think that this is my ovulation day. If this is not my ovulation day, then when I'm going to conceive? No. Enjoy the act and trust. Tell yourself that yes, I'm going to have a good, beautiful baby inside me, and this is going to work.
Excellent.
Yeah.
There's another question, related to IVF. My periods are irregular. I have undergone two IVF. First IVF failed as we got only one embryo that was formed from 9 eggs. The husband's sperm morphology is very low, around 1%. What can be done to get good results for successful transfer?
So we need to really work and understand how your husband's lifestyle is, whether he's overweight, what exactly is contributing to low sperm count in him, and how is your egg quality, how is your lifestyle. So both we need to understand that case, and then I will be able to guide you or advise you.
Okay. We're running out of time, Charmi,
Yeah.
but thank you so much for all the inputs. If you could quickly recap what we've covered so far, that would be great.
Yeah. Yeah. So we basically focused on causes of female infertility, which can be PCOD, fibroids, it can be endometriosis, it can be ovulation disorder. Then we focused on male infertility, which can be low sperm count, shape of the sperm, then motility of the sperm. Then we focused on what were the factors, which lifestyle factors, which contribute to infertility, like food and nutrition, eating a lot of processed food, junk food, then too much eating of sugary stuff, then if too much doing exercise will reduce the fat content of the body, which also can lead to irregular menstrual cycle and can lead to low sperm count. Then not we may focus on quantity of sleep but the not quality of sleep, which is also one of the contributing factor for infertility. And definitely emotional stress. Plan it out, plan what exactly you want from inside, and make the surroundings also correct. So this is how we need to focus. Then what were the tips to improve the fertility? For female, do a fertility massage, which is going to help. Try and have all seasonal fruits, berries, whatever available. It can be strawberry, raspberry, blueberry, whatever berries available. Go for seasonal. Include good fats from nuts and seeds. Have lentil pulses. Have a balanced meal, like your lunch, breakfast, and dinner is well balanced with carbohydrate, proteins, fats, and do exercise, but not overdo it. This is all it is going to help you. Always we will hear what is the right age of pregnancy. Scientifically, it will be the age till 25, but practically, which is not possible. So whenever you plan baby, have a right set of mind. Prepare yourself what is going to be within you and around you. This is how it is going to help you.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Charmi.
Yeah.
For all those who still have questions with regards to infertility and pregnancy, you can reach out to Charmi on her Instagram handle, which is Charmi Jigar. I've put it up on the chat section. So please feel free to reach out to her. I'm sure Charmi will be more than happy to answer.
Yes.
All right. Thank you once again, Charmi, for taking the time to take us through this very important topic. And thank you, everyone, for being part of this session. Have a great evening ahead.
Thank you.